Good evening, guys. We'll start in 2 minutes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just 2 more minutes. We'll get started. Meanwhile, if anyone have not joined our WhatsApp group, please do join. We'll be having 5 more demo sessions apart from today's class. So you can directly join through our WhatsApp. The link will be shared in WhatsApp group. So if you are not joined, please do join. Okay, let's get started. So the main agenda of today's class is we'll try to understand what is this particular Snowflake, how this particular Snowflake works with other tools and technology, what is a modern data engineering tech stack that is widely used in our day-to-day activities in currently data engineers. We will try to correlate how what our data engineers everything will be doing. We'll try to see that. Okay, coming to myself as an instructor, you need to know about the instructor. So myself is Shiva Saga. You can call me Shiva or Saga. Anything is fine. So I have around 7+ years, now nearly 8 years of experience in IT. From past 5+ to 6 years, I've been working in cloud technologies. I started my career as Snowflake developer. Then I moved into cloud. I've been working on the various tools and tech stack. Like I worked on Azure, I worked on AWS, I worked on Microsoft Fabric, Snowflake, DBT, Matillion, Databricks, Data Warehouse, each and every other tools and technology that widely used in the current data market. I have worked on that. I worked on various data domain like healthcare, finance, HR, e-commerce, and currently I'm working as a data consultant in JP Morgan through Indian MNC, one of the reputed Indian MNC. And from past 1 year, I've been working as a trainer in KSR Data Vision, mainly looking into cloud data engineering. This is a very small introduction about myself. We'll see more on my experience, how everything in the coming days. But this is a very small introduction on myself. Okay. That's being said, what is today's agenda? What we'll be doing? Okay. First, we'll try to understand what is this data, how these companies use data, why data engineers are required, what is cloud, why cloud data tools are required, what's a modern data engineering roadmap, and what is something called as job market and impact of AI. We'll try to analyze this at the end of today's class. Okay. Now, before getting started, what do you see in this picture? Any idea what is this particular picture mean? Anyone?
Oil rig.
All good? Others? Anyone seen this? Visited this site? No? Okay. Why this is mainly used for? Can you hear me?
To extract oil from the
Mhm.
ocean.
Okay, from the ocean. Okay, that's fine. That's correct. So we know that this is a kind of a oil extraction. It's a process of where we'll drill and bring our crude oil that is present in our beneath Earth surface. Okay, it can be beneath our earth surface or even ocean. The crude oil is very important. Why crude oil is very important is we use our crude oil to our day-to-day activities. That can be your petrol, diesel, or any plastic or any other day-to-day uses like your food gases, LPGs, everywhere your oil is used. And to extract that particular oil, we have to use something called as an oil extractor where we are bringing those things. Okay. Now, where widely these particular oils are widely available across the globe? Which countries?
Saudi Arab countries, Arabian countries.
Yeah, like Middle East country like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, or else Russia, USA, Mexico. These are some of the sites where we get rapid, like a lot of crude oils. And you might have heard in recent days, Trump has imposed extra 25% tax on India for importing crude oil from Russia. Yes, you guys heard this?
Yes.
Okay. Why can't India produce crude oil? Why it's importing from Russia? Any idea? Any idea? Any idea?
Cost effect.
Okay, cost effect. Okay, fine. Anything apart from that?
The demand in India is more than what India produces.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a very limited oil reserves in our India. Like we have near Mumbai, we have Assam, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. There are some oil shore wherever we can go and extract the oil, but they are very limited. But the consumption is very high. India is the third highest oil consumer in the world, and the demand is huge due to population, transportation, and industries, whatever we use. Due to that, demand is very huge, but supply is very less. That's the reason we import 80% of our crude oils from other countries, mainly India, Saudi Arabia, Russia, UAE. And since if we don't import these oils, it will be widely affected because we use everywhere these oils. Okay, crude oils are used as a backbone of every industry. It can be petroleum industry, it can be any oil industry, each and every industry where you go, oils are being used. So it's very important. So let's assume like you need to have for your family, you need 1,000 liters of water every day, and you have a bore well which is only producing 15 liters of water, then what you will do? What you will do in such cases?
We can buy it from.
Yeah, we'll just buy order a tanker to fill that extra 85 liters of water. The same way, India has to depend on other countries to meet this expectation. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Now, once we bring that in the oil, can we directly use that? These are the oils where we are extracting. We import that. We bring in a tank, and we do what?
No.
We keep that into something called as a factory. And then what we do?
We can refine that oil and produce, export to some other countries.
Yep, yep, yep. So your oil can be produced in the ground level, like beneath the grounds, and that can be brought using something called the extractors, or it can be present in the ocean. From there, we import, we transport that into our factories, and then we do something as crude oil extraction. Now, do you remember this particular image from your school days?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Which subject we use this? Where we draw this? Anyone remember? You guys remember in our, I think in school days or in college days, we have drawn this under specific subject. Is that chemistry? Under chemistry, did we draw this? You guys remember?
Chemistry, yes.
Yep. Yep. So what this particular crude oil extraction is doing? Okay, you brought the oil, but we need to do what? We need something called as kerosene. We need this diesel oil. We need other fuel oils. We need other residues that has been used. And you have seen that oil consumption, we need petrol, diesel, LPG gas, lubricants, all these things the companies required. So what they do, they use something called as an extractor, where they boil this particular oil at the particular temperature, and that particular temperature used as a distillation purpose and extract that particular oil. Fine, fine. Okay, this is the class regarding the data engineering or data related. Why are you talking about oils? Anyone have this idea question? Do anyone have this particular question?
I read it somewhere that data is the new oil.
Exactly. Now they say data is the new oil. Now, why they say data is a new oil? Okay, we are using every day our mobile. We are using smart applications. We are using a n number of application. For example, we have social media application like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have LinkedIn. For ordering any purpose, we use Amazon, Mintra. For browsing, we use Google. We use ChatGPT to learn something from or to get some insights. We are using a lot of things. For example, you go any education system is there, they are using something called as laptop to maintain your histories, to maintain all the information. You see somewhere other particular like smart health or wealth or something, let's say road system, we have transportation system. Under that, smart cameras have been installed so that they can track each and every information. Wherever you go, each and every application, every second, data is generated. Now, since this data is generated everywhere, okay, now we have abundant of data, just like a crude oil, we have a lot of data everywhere is generated. We have a lot of data. Now, what companies need? It needs to extract now how your Bharat Petroleum, how your Hindustan Petroleum, how your Indian oil. They need what? Clean and resourceful oil or a petrol or fuel to provide for consumer. In that way, each and every company is required what? Clean and good data. So this particular oil, like just like a crude oil, data is everywhere. We need to extract that particular data, clean that data, and based on that particular data, company will be okay. Okay. So how does company make use of that particular data? Okay. Let's take an example of Google. Okay. Now Google, whenever you go and do any browsing, they are never going to charge you. They have been used as a browsing, particularly from past 20 plus years, and you have been never charged anything whatever you browse. Each and every information whatever you browse inside Google, that will be visible for you. Now, what does Google do? How does Google earn from your browsing history? For example, you are going and searching for, now you want to buy any smartphone. To search that particular smartphone, you go and watch any YouTube videos. You go and watch any browsing history. We go and see what are the features. Now, as soon as you browse, and for example, just now recently, iPhone 17 has been launched, and you want to see that particular features, everything. Now you saw that particular features, and you thought, okay, it's good phone. We'll try to buy some other time. But once you browse anything, you spend some time, and after some times, if you go and browse any YouTube, if you go and browse any of the pages inside your Google, you will be popped up with something called as iPhone 17 ads. Have you seen this? Have you seen like this? Any ads? Whatever you browse, that particular ads will be coming for you.
Yes,
Now,
exactly.
how does that happen? Now, Google is depending whatever the information you're doing. Whenever you sign into any Google Gmail account or any application, they will say, hello, hello, hello. You might have clicked hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm fine. You won't read anything in the backend and you just click everything. Now, Google have access for your each and every data. Now you browse, I'll take the information of that. You go and search anything in your YouTube, I keep that history information. Now, based on that, now Apple as a company want to sell that products. They reach out to Google saying that, okay, you charge how much you want, you charge for one ad, I'll give you 10 rupees, that's fine. Go and target this specific people. Because unnecessarily, if they are going and targeting each and every people, that's a loss of money for their marketing. So they'll try to give as many as ads that can possible, and so that they ingest some idea on top of the customer so that they can buy that particular product. So Google is making use of your data to come up with that ads. Okay. Now, Amazon also go to Google and say, okay, I want to sell a lot of products. I'm coming, have a big billion day coming up. I want you go and market my ads. Again, they go with here and based on the user information you are having. Okay. You are going and browsing something in Amazon. The Amazon knows what all you are doing in the Amazon. Based on that, a specific notification will be sent to you as a target saying that you have a deal for this particular product. In this way, they go and target you. Similarly, if you come on Netflix and you're seeing and you're watching something, you watch a specific movie and you come back next time, they will give a recommendation seeing that you watched the previous movie like this, you may like this particular movie. Have you seen this particular recommendations?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. All this information, how these particular companies are getting that particular information is because of the data that you are producing. That's the reason data is a new oil for this particular companies. Without this particular data, the companies, any company you take, it might be small company, it might be big company, any company will not grow unless they work on the specific data. Okay, okay, that's fine. Now, how does exactly company use make of data? Fine. You are saying, okay, they run the ad, they know this, but how does this company come to know that to whom I need to go and target this particular? At that time, how does they grow the business is nothing but we have a specific role called as data analyst. Now, what is this data analyst? Okay, let me take an one simple application that is Zomato. You might have used Zomato. Why Zomato is used?
For food delivery.
To
Food
order.
delivery app. Yep, yep. So you are using something called as Zomato and you are ordering food. Now, what you are doing, you've been repetitively ordered food and you have, let's say, in Bangalore, we have a Bangalore people, and inside Bangalore, they are analyzing the food analysis for past 1 year. Who has bought a specific region? Who has brought all the kind of different types of food? They need to go and analyze. They cannot directly go. Now your data is being produced from your mobile application as a small. Let's say it might be CSV file, it might be Excel file, any kind of a file or any kind of a it might be JSON data, structure or non-structured data, any kind of a data might be there, but they cannot directly go and analyze that because if any CEO or anyone comes and see, okay, give me which is a best-selling place, he can't go and see the data and see, okay, this is what, and I'll do calculation and he'll come up with a best-selling place or which is a region where most of the products are ordered. He can't do that. So what? You'll say a data analyst. You come up with something called as a dashboard or reporting where I can directly go and click and based on the data, whatever you have, I'll be able to see. For example, how many orders were delivered late night during last week, which is the highest city, which is having more number of cancellation rate. Okay, which inside Bangalore, which is a region where we are having a lot of orders. Now, your Zomato is also giving outsourcing or using the data, whatever you are having from your application. They are not only a food delivery app, they will help a small restaurant to set up their particular restaurant and using the data, using this all data, whatever you have, they come up with a dashboard. They show us this particular dashboard to the customer saying that we will give all this information. You need to pay a price, let's say 4 lakhs for this particular information. In this way, they help a small restaurant to set up their particular restaurants also, which kind of restaurant is best for that particular region. Okay. Okay. Now, since they are coming up with the analysis, they are making use of what? Past data or whatever the data that is present in the past with up to the current data, whatever is there, they have been doing that particular analysis. That's fine. Then comes another role called data. Now, what are these data scientists or data science role is doing? Now, whatever you are doing analysis that was on the past and the present, but data scientist people also need to think about the future because a company can only grow if they correct the mistake from the past and based on that mistake, if they need to come up with the best plan for their future, then your data scientist will come. Now, data scientists are those who build a model to analyze what all the things that can be done with respect to the historical information. For example, they need to come up with something. Let's say if they increase something called as for particular region, if I increase delivery price for 10 rupees, how many peoples are going to lose particular ordering capacity that will be reduced? Or if I decrease 10 rupees, what will be my ordering capacity? For example, we have something, Diwali festival is coming. Should I give any of the offers to the customer so that they need to order something? Or else, since Zomato also have a company called a Blinkit, which is doing your what day to day activities or day to day whatever the groceries are there, they're coming and delivering you. So at that time, I need to push something called as a Blinkit. Now, all these things can be done with respect to data science, that is predicting the future based on the data what we have. Then your data scientist will come into the picture. Then there is another role called as a AI engineer. Now, what does AI engineers do? Now, you have done all the prediction, but this particular prediction based on that, company need to implement into that application. For example, if you try to go and order something, they will give you something called the estimated time. Have you seen this? Have you seen this estimated time? 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay. Now, suppose it was raining. What they will say? Along with that estimation time, they say 25 minutes. With that, estimate is up to 40 minutes due to heavy rain. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Now, how these particular information are being displayed to you. Now, your data scientists have built a models. They have built on all the information, whatever they have. They build and they created certain models. And the AI engineers are those who have deployed those models. And based on that particular information, this particular estimation have been shown to you. Now, can I say data analysts, data scientists, and AI engineers are the backbone of the companies? Can we say that? Can we say this?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Okay. This particular course is for data engineers, Sagar. Then why are you saying data analysts are good, data scientists are good, AI engineers are good? You are saying this, but I would like to say all these particular roles will not exist if you don't do these things. That is what we have. What so we have n number of sources. Sources are unlimited. Sources are there. They cannot directly go and analysis directly from the source. A data scientist cannot go and build on the all the sources. They cannot collect. They need one single storage or one single place on top of where I can go and build. Now, once your data analyst guys will build based on that, data scientist work will be done. If on that AI works will be done. If this particular first, whatever the work is only not done, can your data analyst work? Can your data scientist or AI will produce a good results? Can they produce?
No, firstly, we need to make the data refined, and as we say, we refine the oil, right?
Yep.
We need to refine the data, and then only data analysis can be done.
Yep, exactly. Now, in the same way, your data engineers are the guys. Now, how we have a crude oil. From crude oil, it is converted into usable oil. Those guys are nothing but your data engineers who bring all the data, they store, they transform, they clean, they do each and everything with respect to data analyst, data scientist, whatever the data they required, they come up with those things. And that's why you collect the data, you store the data, you process the data, and optimize the process or performance. That all things is done by your data engineer. Now, without engineers, data engineers, business cannot access any clean data, reliable data, or any timely data. In that way, no other business can survive. Even data analyst can survive. A business analyst cannot survive. Data scientists or any AI engineers cannot survive because we need clean and usable data. Till now, any doubt? Are we good till now?
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Just a minute. What is this?
The emblem
What is
of
okay? How many faces does emblem have?
It actually got 4 faces, but only 3 faces are visible.
Okay. Anyone who don't know what is this emblem? No one? Okay. In the same way, wherever you go, now if any person who is not in India who don't know about what is this emblem, if you go and show this particular image and ask how many number of faces are there, he will say 3 faces. Why? Because you can only see 3 faces. The same way, this is your data analyst, this is your data scientist, this is your AI engineers, but you cannot see data engineers. Why? Because they are not being given that particular import, even though they are the important pillar of this particular any of the projects, they have not given that much importance. They will be not highlighted because they are the one who are doing back end works. Now, if you come and ask me, you know about Bharat Petroleum, you know about HP Petroleum, you know Indian Oil. Do you guys know which is a oil, which is a company that is refining these particular oils? Anyone? Can anyone name them? Anyone?
Nayara,
Reliance.
Nayara, Reliance.
Okay. Out of 10 people, 2 people know. Yes or no? Yes or no?
yeah, exactly. You're right.
The same way, even though your data engineers are not well placed, but stop that. Even though a lot of requirements are there, even though a lot of people are required data engineers, the growth of data engineering job, that is big data specialist is nothing but data engineer jobs, is keep on increasing, and with respect to 2030 that will be still keep on increasing. And you say all people will come and say AI is the boom, AI is what having a lot of openings, there's a data analyst have a lot of openings. But when you go and say I'm working as a data engineer, most of the people don't know what exactly data engineers do. They don't know what are these doing because they have been not highlighted. You go and create a report and you can showcase that this is a report what I'm doing beautifully. You can create and show this is what the output is coming. You create any model and you can showcase that this is what this particular model is giving me as an output. Whereas if you go and show the pipeline, they say you're just bringing the data. What's there in that? Because they are not being much highlighted. The same way. Now, why these particular data engineering jobs are keep on increasing? Why you are saying even more than AI engineers, data engineering jobs keep on increasing. Now, earlier, what used to happen is that is before COVID, before 2020, a lot of applications were there on on-prem systems. Now, on-prem systems are nothing but where you have local laptops, local things where nothing was there on the cloud, everything was there. Now, at that time, data was not producing that much. But since COVID, everyone moved to internet, boom got increased. A lot of people moved to internet and data is increasing rapidly and they are moving everything to cloud. And to store all the data to cloud, data engineers are only required. They are the one who need to bring all this particular data. And earlier, what used to happen? Your data analyst role used to have a lot of importance because people was not much worried about any AI integration. They just want to analyze the past. They want to just see what is the past records, what are the my past sales and all. Then they need to work on that particular current scenario, but they are also moving to cloud AI now. They are coming with AI. Still, a lot of development is required in AI, but now earlier we used to send data to data analysts. Now we'll be sending more data to our AI applications. So that's the reason your data scientist or data analyst role that will be also demand, but your data engineering role will always keep on increasing. Are you good with this? Any doubt till now? Any doubt till now?
No, Sagar.
Okay, thank you. Now, fine, Sagar. We got to know that what data engineers do. We got to know data engineering jobs is keep on increasing. We know that all things. Now, what does usually, what are the issues that we see in the data engineering projects? One particular project, what does any specific company, if they are extracting the particular data, they're building this particular application to extract that and they're automating that particular process. What does the company usually look for? First and foremost thing is the challenging part is they have a complex infrastructure. They have a lot of on-prem system, they have multiple cloud, they have a lot of things, they are doing high maintenance costs for each and every application. They need to give cost, they need to upgrade, they need to update the particular license based on the each and everything. A lot of infrastructure setup is required for the company. Once they set up, then they need to tune based on the data grows, they need to tune their application, they need to increase the infrastructure based on the data they grow. It's very hard to balance with respect to cost and performance, because if you try to maintain something cost, your performance will be impacted. If you try to maintain something performance, your cost will be impacted. And very high coding things. There are a lot of tools where people say Python, Spark, Java code. A lot of code is earlier we used to use, where we used to bring that particular data, to maintain this in a longer run. And we have n number of sources. We have database, we have files, we have APIs, we have different tools are there that has been integrated earlier in the projects already. And data movement is also delayed due to any analytics are there, reportings are there. It is being delayed because the particular application is not working properly. Due to this, what? Everything is affected in their outrun. Okay. Now to fix that, what exactly clients are looking, or what exactly a company is looking like, they require very less or more configurable one tool where they can prefer SQL, because most of the people in data related work knows SQL very well. They should also have a knowledge on Python and Spark coding also, because this is also very important for data engineers. Very easy to connect. There are n number of tools. I need to easily connect to that particular tools and bring my data. And there might be different clouds where I need to easily bring seamlessly that particular data, easily elasticable. Now, since your data is growing, I need to make sure that whatever the compute I'm using, that should be also automatically grow, and it should not affect my applications. And then I need one unified platform. Now I'm using data analyst. Now data analyst could go and connect. I'm using ML or data scientist work. That particular person should go and connect to one application. I don't want to go and create different applications. I need only one application that is required to do my particular works. And most important is I need to maintain my data governance, security, and cost is what is mainly important. And to solve all these things, we have something called as Snowflake. Now, Snowflake was exactly designed to meet all this expectation. It is integrated with data engineer work you can do, data lake you can put, data warehouse as you can work, data scientist can also, you can build applications, data application, you can exchange your data, you can connect with n number of application. Either it might be ADF, it might be Matillion, any different ETL tools, you can directly go and connect. You can use SQL, you can use Python, whatever you require, you go and use inside your Snowflake. I have my data in Google Cloud, I can go and connect. I have my data in AWS, I can go and connect. I have my data in Azure, I can go and connect. Each and everything can be seamlessly integrated, along with there are different features. I will be not entering into complete different features, but on the high level, now whatever the cluster, whatever the virtual warehouse, whatever the compute warehouse you are using, I'm only going to pay that. I have a serverless features. I can do something access control on top of your objects. I have optimized storage. I support different types of data. That might be your CSV data, that might be your JSON data, XML data, and there is something called as a Parquet data also there. I'll go and support each and everything. has something called as time travel feature. Now I can go and make sure that if there are any accidental deletes or accidental removal of data, I have a feature which I can bring those things, and many other things are there. Now, since that, now along with that, you can integrate your ML, or you can create LLM applications also on top of your Snowflake. Each and every application can be integrated. That's the reason a lot of companies are still behind something called as a Snowflake. In current market situation, there are only two major cloud applications. I'd not say AWS is ruling, Azure is ruling. This will be a wrong way to say. There are only two applications that is ruling under current data engineering projects. That is, one is Snowflake, another is Databricks. Wherever you go, whichever data engineering job you go, either there will be a Snowflake or Databricks. If you have both inside your resume, you have covered almost 80 to 90% of job market in the current data engineering jobs. Any doubt in this? Let me know.
So, sir, I would like to know that is it okay for the freshers or people who are working in the non-IT domain like me, who are working in the healthcare domain in the claim process?
Give me 2 minutes
So-
time. I'll come back to that. Give me 2 minutes time. I'll take that particular
Okay.
question.
Okay.
If you have any doubt with respect to the tool, please let me know. Are you good with slide? Any doubt here?
Sagar, can I ask you one question regarding Snowflake? So suppose if I'm working in an organization which have multiple sub business units, and each of them are using different ecosystem, data ecosystem. Some might be using Fabric, some might be using DBT or something. So in that case, okay.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
Give me 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. Now, as you asked, Rahul, now any data engineering job, you might be working on Azure, you might be working on AWS or Google Cloud. Any data engineering job, I would say these three boxes, whatever I show, will cover 90% of your data engineering project. Okay, why 90%? 10% we can't demand because there might be few of the requirements which is out of the box. Not everyone can have this, whereas 90% of the data engineering projects will be using this particular tool. That is, first and foremost is SQL, data warehouse, Python, Spark. You go any of the data engineering, how I said, you have an emblem where there are 4 pillars, and out of that 4 pillars, what I said, data engineer was a 4th pillar. The same way, any data engineering, inside data engineering, the 4 emblem or the 4 pillars of the data engineers are SQL, data warehouse concept, Spark, and Python. This you should know. Apart from that, you go and connect with Snowflake. We have Databricks. Now, what is this Snowflake and Databricks are? If anyone don't know, Snowflake is one of the tools that is giving all the facilities to go and connect to with any of the tools. You can go and work with DBT. DBT is one of the tools where you can go and write simple SQL statements that will execute and do the transformations, that will clean your data, that will, any automation you want to do, that will be dependent on one of the cloud. Either it might be Snowflake, Databricks, there are different like Redshift, Fabric, a lot of other tools are there, which will depend. It depends on the compute to run that particular application. But these two are the tools which are widely used, that is Databricks and Snowflake. And inside Snowflake, we have something called a Snowpark. Now, this Snowpark is nothing but your PySpark code, whatever you write. If you want to write inside Snowflake, you use something called a Snowpark. Now, if I want to go and write same thing inside Databricks, directly you go and write PySpark code. Now, what is this particular delta table and what is this iceberg? Now, these are nothing but these are the open table formats that will give more flexibility, that will give more features on top of your Snowflake and Databricks to do your transformation. Either you have to use, with respect to Databricks, delta tables are widely used. Whatever the data you store, it stores as a delta table. That is a more optimized way of storing your data inside your Databricks. Whereas You can go, it's not hard compulsory to use Iceberg, but if you use Iceberg, you have much more use case that can be implemented with your Snowflake. And apart from that, you need to bring your data. Now I'm saying you are working here, this is what transformations you are doing, and for doing transformations, these are the foundation which you are using to do the transformation. But mainly what we need to bring the data, right? To bring that data, there is inside AWS, we have something called as AWS Glue. And I need to bring the data. We have one more tool called as Apache Airflow. We have something called as a Matillion, is another tool. ADF is another tool. These are the orchestration or extraction tool. Or some can also do the transformation along with extraction. But Snowflake will go and connect to this. Snowflake can 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 connect to this. Any tool you go and take, Snowflake will go and connect that. Most of the tools, whichever you see, Snowflake has that capability or connectors to connect and work with the team. For example, you are having data inside Glue, you can directly go and connect, bring that particular data. Your team is already using Apache Airflow to do all the orchestration or run that particular pipeline. You go and connect to Snowflake, bring that particular data. You have something called as Matillion. There are a few other tools also like Informatica, IICS. We have Ultrix, we have Phytron. You take a lot of modern data engineering, cloud ETL tools are there. Your Snowflake will connect. Now, along with that, Databricks also can go and connect. Again, I'm giving stress to Databricks. Why? Your Snowflake is mainly dependent on your SQL. 80% to 90% of the work will be done with respect to SQL. Whereas in Databricks, if you go and do, now whatever you are doing in Snowflake, you can go and implement that. If you learn one tool, it is not much difficult to learn another tool. But here, most of the things is dependent on your Spark architecture. We need to understand more with respect to Spark, PySpark, and Python. Python is much needed with respect to your Databricks. We can run SQL also, but optimized SQL with respect to is that with the Snowflake. And even Databricks can go and connect with any of the tools, but it required a lot of configurations. Mainly your Databricks are with respect to ADF now, because Azure has teamed up with Databricks and they have well integrated Databricks. That's why you see almost 80% of the projects of Databricks are on Azure, because they have given one particular service in their cloud as a Azure Databricks, which will direct towards the Databricks. Whereas Snowflake is not like that. Each and every cloud, it is integrated equally. This is how we can go and connect with each and every other tool with respect to Snowflake. Did I answer your question, Rahul?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Saga.
Now, you're doing all these things. At the end, you need to move the code. Now you're connected, you're done development, everything, but something called as a GitHub is required where we need to maintain all the code, whatever you are required. This is the another tool which you need to understand. Okay, let me card.
Before you go further, just from clarity, in Databricks, you mentioned it requires a special skill called PySpark or Python, right? That is the language it's heavily depending on.
Yeah, whatever code you run, it runs on Spark.
Okay. So I mean, so Snowflake and some of other tools depending on SQL or runs on SQL.
Yeah, 80 to 90% of the code you'll write in SQL, and your company has required some Python coding and everything. There is something called a Snowpark, or if you want to write PySpark, we can make use of this.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, coming to market, what is current market? How the market trends are? If you come and see, you only go and take Snowflake, DBT, ADF, Matillion. Around 45 to 48% of the market is having this. You only go and take Azure Databricks, ADF and all, around 40% of market is there. Apart from this, you have different other clouds and all that has been widely used. And coming to cloud, again, AWS is leading as always, around 45%. Now earlier Azure was not there, but since they have launched ADF and Databricks, they have integrated, it is also increasing. And GCP as well, it is always less, not many projects are there. So if you just go and learn, if you are having, now someone asked, right? Who was the person who asked? Sorry. fresher or non-tech background, someone asked, right? Was that? Okay. Now, if you come and see, if you have just number of 2 to 3 years of experience, guy, you're less. You can direct. You don't want to go with heavy coding. Just go and take SQL, Data Warehouse, Snowflake, DBT. If you learn this, you cover around 40% of the job market, but salary expectation will be only 3 into number of experience, and it depends on your current salary also. If your current salary is very less, you can go and increase more, but this is what the expectation is there. For example, you have 4 years, you'll get up to 12 to 14 LP of salary in India. If you add more coding, that is Python, Airflow, these are all things you add, expectation will increase because you are adding coding. That will be a addition part since you are doing more coding. I have 3 to 5 years of experience with less coding. I want to go. Then you need to add other clouds also. At that time, you can expect bit 4x. You do more coding again, or cloud. Again, if you are a 5+ years of experience guy, you need to go and add all this information. Then only you can go and target up to 5 to 6. Now, why we have brought all these tools here? Why we are showing this? Because few folks don't want to enter into directly coding. They want to start their data engineering job. You can go and start with only this. But the problem is nowadays, wherever you go and see, expectation of the candidates is very high. Out of 10 jobs, you might get 2 to 3 calls only if you have this number of tools. If you add one more Python, you'll get 4 to 5 calls. If you add little bit more on Databricks, you'll get 7 calls. If you add all this, minimum 9 call out of 10 will be preferred for you because you have all that expertise. Even though no one is going to ask you deep, but if you have hands on all these tools and you have some idea, because they are looking for multi-talent people or multi-cloud data engineers nowadays. That was not a case before 2 to 3 years. Nowadays, the requirement based on the job requirements, their demand is more. That's the reason this is our syllabus, what we are going to learn under this particular Snowflake package. One is SQL. Under SQL, we are going to learn each and every concept, that is joins everything, each and every concept of SQL. That is, we are going to give 3 to 4 weeks. Then we have DBT and Snowflake, which is widely used in nowadays. Whenever you go and use Snowflake projects, almost 40 to 50% of the projects are on top of DBT because it will give a low code platform, and companies are looking for low code platform because they don't want to maintain that code once the development is done. They want a smooth implementation of code. So it will go up to 6 to 7 or maybe 8+ weeks also, depending on the response or how the people are understanding. We will gauge that particular classes. And then we have a Python. We'll give whatever the Python that is required for your data engineer, for your AWS, for your PySpark, for your Databricks. We'll concentrate that Python. It will go up to 2 to 3 weeks. This is a minimum number of weeks which we are showing here. And if you want to learn Airflow, we need to know Python. If you want to learn ADF, ADF is nothing but just bring data from different sources and orchestrate particular pipeline. We need something called as ADF. In the same way, ADF, there is another tool called Matillion that is widely used with something Snowflake nowadays because it goes very well with respect to Snowflake. How your DBT goes well with respect to Snowflake, so Matillion is also working very well with Snowflake. So we'll learn that also. And once we learn all these things, we'll enter into Spark. Whatever the Spark and PySpark will be learning, that will be learning with respect to Databricks. And then we'll move on to our AWS. We'll learn all the required tools with respect to AWS. And end to end, we'll be implementing 7 to 8 projects at the end. This is your syllabus for upcoming classes. If you have any doubts here, do let me know.
Sagar, is there a way to get the PPT?
PPT will not be shared. Any required, whatever the PDF required data is required, whatever the notes you require, that will be shared.
Okay.
Okay. PPT is KSR property there. So with respect to that, all the notes and all will share. Any doubts with this? Any doubts?
I have worked with the AWS DevOps engineer, so I don't have a knowledge about the language like a Python. I have hosted many application on a Java-based application. So shall I? Yes.
Okay.
Should join this or not?
Okay. See, we'll be doing each and everything from basic. Now, for Python, we'll give 3 to 4 weeks, each and everything from the scratch, whatever is there that is required. We will get started with that and we will teach that. So if you have knowledge on Java, it's not much deal to learn Python. So nowadays you are having the AWS DevOps job is very less. Either you have to go with something ML ops, which is having demand, or you have to move on to something called as data engineering, or you want to move into coding part, come with data engineers. If you don't want to move to coding part, go and search for data. If you're okay with coding, you can learn. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Now, coming to the projects. Okay. Now, this is the first project. Now, we already completed our SQL classes for 20 days. Now, usually we take enrollment for batch before SQL. Few folks know already SQL, so they don't want to join with SQL. They want to join with Python. So from Monday, we'll be starting with Python. So these recordings will be given, or else we have a lot of SQL batches running in all over the batches, whatever the current batches are running, all the batches will be having SQL. They want to have a live access for that. I should be giving access for that live classes also. If you require, that access will be given.
So, sir, like next class will be from the Monday
Yeah,
or
just
4 days.
no, 5 days will be having classes. Don't worry. Okay, next five classes will be having demo. This is just a master class. So this particular
Okay.
SQL class is completed. 20 classes were completed. We have implemented one end-to-end project. All these things. If you want access to the recordings, that will be given. Or else, if you want to join live classes, whenever I will starting next SQL batch or next batch, you can just come and attend that live classes also. Now we'll be starting with next Monday onwards. We'll be starting with Python, where we'll be taking 3 weeks of Python from scratch, and from Monday it will be 8 to 9:30 is the timing. Morning 8 to 9:30 is the batch timing. We'll be getting started with Python. Okay, coming to the projects, we have this particular first project. Once we complete our Snowflake, we'll implement this end-to-end project, which is nothing but dynamic project. This is not a normal project which we see. This is a real-time project which will be built with respect to 6 to 8 hours we are going to spend on top of this. And this is the data model which will build at the end of the project. This is with respect to healthcare domain, that is Apollo data engineering project. These are the dynamic project. This is not a simple, it's kind of a framework which you are building that I've implemented in my real project. I've taken a small part of that to understand how your real projects will work. These all are the coding part which we'll be doing, and we'll build this end-to-end pipeline inside our Snowflake itself. After that, we'll go and do DBT. Once we finish our DBT, we'll be having 3 hours project on DBT, where we'll do all end-to-end implementation like real time, how we do with respect to DBT. And here we'll be doing with respect to supply chain data engineering project or supply chain domain. After that, with respect to Databricks, once we learn, we'll implement that particular project, and this will be with respect to your banking domain or credit card analysis project. The same project will be implemented on Snowpark. Now, whenever we are learning PySpark, parallelly we'll learn Snowpark because 95% of the code is similar. Just we need to understand the functionality, how it is executing. So you learn one tool, you will be able to understand other tool as well. Apart from that, once we finish our all required, whatever the important projects are there, then we'll enter into our AWS and we'll make use of modern data engineering tools to build our end-to-end AWS project with respect to Snowflake, where we'll build each and every data, we'll bring data to our Snowflake, and we will orchestrate that into our AWS. It's again a real-time project which will go up to 5 to 7 hours. After that, one streaming project, we'll try to use Kinesis. I'll show how the streaming your data into Snowflake looks like, and we'll build one Kinesis project. Apart from that, we'll be building pipelines in ADF. We'll be building pipelines in Airflow. This will be taught. And Matillion is a one tool which we are giving as recorded sessions, because that is an extra tool. If you want to add that, you add it. If you want to go with low code, so that you are covered with this. This is how your batch is going to look like. And we'll be having classes from Monday onwards. The timing of classes is Monday to Friday, 8 to 9:30 a.m. We have 3 classes. Python will be starting from Monday, and it will go with 5 months total duration. For you guys, since SQL is completed, if you are okay with recording, it will be 4 more months. And classes will be mostly from Monday to Friday, but projects, each and everything will be done on Saturday. So I can say every month 2 Saturdays will be taken as an extra class. If you have any doubts, please let me know. No doubts? Are we good?
Yes.
Saga, have you mentioned the fee structure or something in this class? I mean, did I miss something?
Do connect with Mahesh or Satish. They will help you. Satish, are you there? Mahesh?
So classes will be only in English?
Yeah, it will be in English.
Okay.
Mahesh, are you there? Okay, please join this particular WhatsApp group and connect to the admin. They will help you with fee structure. You can scan this particular scanner and join. They'll help with the fee structure. And coming to syllabus. Okay, let me show that syllabus first. Okay. And I'll show the syllabus on Monday. Or else if you go and join our free access, you can see the syllabus. We already added that. Mahesh, are you there?
So just give me a second that your account will log in again. Just give me a second.
Okay. Meanwhile, any doubts, please let me know.
Hi, Sagar, Prasad here.
Yep.
I mean, I know SQL and Python. Like, I would be interested, like, to join class morely from, Snowflake, DBT, and AWS, and all. Like, what could be the around, like, when it will start, like?
See, next 3 weeks we'll be doing Python only. Inside Python, may I know the years of experience here?
Around 10 years, sir.
Okay. So after 3 weeks we'll be starting. Maybe 3 weeks will be there for Python.
Oh,
So now click the login, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, if you come to our website, now once you go that, you say go and see explore courses. You'll be able to see something called as Snowflake. You can go and search Snowflake particular roadmap. And if you come and see what is exactly the roadmap which we'll be doing, we can see this particular video, each and every tools what we are going to cover, that particular roadmap is there. And once you come, and for you, it will be first time. if you go and say enroll course will be there, since I have access, it is showing access. If you come and so far whatever you have done, this particular classes is our SQL is completed. We have completed all the SQL, and this is your syllabus. Let me download syllabus. Okay. So we completed SQL. We gave all the 20 plus classes. We completed all basics, everything. We have solved more than 300 problems. We built one particular problem or one particular database. Along with that, we have worked on different, for example, various different types of whatever the interview related questions. Everything is added here. Around 300 questions we have built. Now already these particular recorded sessions are there. If you come and click on recorded class recordings, for first 20 classes, whatever is there, it's already there for your SQL. Now apart from that, Snowflake, whatever, each and every information with respect to Snowflake will be learning how to load, how to unload, how to connect, what is virtual warehouse, how to do all data recovery. Each and everything will be learning with respect to Snowflake, and we will build more than 14 use cases. This is a high level use cases, real time implementation. What we are doing, we'll be doing each and everything with respect to course is real time. Please don't expect any theory. It will be almost 90% of the course will be practical. Only 10% I'll be bringing PPT to explain a light theory so that you have that background. But each and everything with respect to course is practical. And once we build that, we learn data warehouse concept along with our Snowflake. And then DBT is where we learn each and every classes, each and every topics we'll learn, and we'll implement these all 10 plus use cases inside our DBT. And then projects is built on top of DBT. Then this particular Python, which we are getting started, we learn all the foundation, everything. Once we finish this, we'll move on to something called a Snowflake DBT. And then later we'll learn Airflow, all the required importance, how to orchestrate, how to build a pipeline with respect to Airflow and Airflow with respect to AWS and Snowflake. That will be learning. Then we'll move to Databricks and learn PySpark, each and every information with respect to PySpark. You can go and see what all things we are learning. That will be learned. Along with that, we'll learn Snowpark. Then we will build one project and then open table formats. About that information we'll be learning. And then last comes your AWS, where we'll go and implement. And these are the use cases with respect to the projects, what we are building. That information is added. You can go and see those information. Well, coming to ADF, ADF mainly will be learning how to orchestrate the pipeline, how to bring the data. Only those part will be learning, not any transformation, because that is of no use with respect to Snowflake or even Databricks. That is no useful. We'll try to build one end-to-end data migration also with respect to ADF. And coming to Matillion, these all things, whatever is there, this Matillion will be mainly given as a recorded sessions. Along with that, I'll be taking 1 or 2 classes to explain the foundation and what you have to do with respect to Matillion. This is the syllabus for yourself. You can go and access and see those things. And if you want to go and access the free classes, yes, Snowflake free classes. This is a free classes. For this particular free classes, there also you can, once you go and say enroll, where you will be getting direct link from Monday, 5 classes. The link will be generated here, and here you have that particular syllabus for our whatever the course is there. You can go and see there is a syllabus here, course content and particular roadmap. You can go and watch them. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Recording sessions will be added under this website only, and even in YouTube, the recorded sessions are streaming live, so you can go and watch. KSR Data Vision channel. Right. Any doubts? Are we good?
Yes, sir. All
Okay.
good.
Saga, we create an account on this data vision site and then we can enroll to these courses, right?
Yeah, if you are a first-time user, you have to just give your
Yes.
information and then you will be able to log in.
Yeah, I'm the first time accessing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then if you're a first-time user, then just go and say create user. Then you'll be having that particular access.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubts? Others, are we good?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, we'll continue Monday. Since it is weekend, I don't want to stretch the class. Where from Monday, it will be 8 to 9:30. We'll be having 1.5 hour class. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.